Alright, everybody, we're going to go ahead and jump into the game. HylianSavior versus Guanyu, and they say it is 1-1 right now. TVP on MLG Cloud Kingdom. So, I really wish I could follow these games a little bit more, so I could know exactly what we've seen, what people are doing, because that's all the fun of playing a best of three, is knowing the first game and second game, and I'm sure some of you that have been seeing the other stream could tell me everything that's going on if you wanted to. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the surprise, see what's going on. So spawning down in the bottom left, we do have HylianSavior, our pink Terran, and spawning up in the top right is our blue player, our blue Protoss, Guanyu. So I'm very interested, very curious to see what exactly these players do come out with here. If there's any sort of special build, because it is the 1-1 right now. This is the final build right here, or the final game, I should say, between these two players. It is a best of three, so whoever can make something happen or do something crazy, maybe we'll see some sort of, as we saw in the previous game between Assassin and just names, blanking on the name. What's the name? What's the name? What's the name? What's the name? Killing me, killing me. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember the name. Assassin and S something. I apologize to whoever it was that he played. I blank on names really quickly when I can't look at them. But Assassin went ahead, super something. Assassin went ahead, Spinner Cat. Hey, thanks, Spinner Cat. I'm just messing with you. I knew your name, totally. Uh, So, as we saw in that game, Assassin went for a crazy 4-axe +1 with stim and combat shield all in, faking his opponent out, thinking he was going for the expand, but he was not. And it looks like we have a gas cancel, I believe, right here from HylianSavior. So, was started that while the scout was in there. I don't think he even saw that, though. So, no, it looks like the probe did not even see that. And do we have a Nexus first coming out? We do. Nexus first, some Guanyu, so very ballsy move right here. And it looks like HylianSavior actually now going to be walling us off, so I'd imagine he himself is going for a CC first as well, unless he drops some miracle barracks back here. So I think he may have been trying to fake his opponent out right here with this gas, or did he scout? I don't think he did. No, he did not scout. So I feel like he was just trying to fake his opponent out right there. But his opponent didn't even see the gas, so he wasn't really too concerned about it. And instead, he's just going to go ahead and go for the typical 1-Rax FE right there. Very common build for Terran players, and he almost faked that one out as well. So very common opener right there, and double gas as well being taken from Guanyu. So look at the balls on this guy. This guy's got a set of cojones. And yeah, he has this one gate, but double gas right out of the gate behind a Nexus first. And I'd imagine that's just so he can possibly get out some fast sentries right here for defense, or something along those lines. He's going to get out his first Zealot right here. The Marines are going to push forward, able to take out a probe right there. But the nice thing for Guanyu is that Terran players at this point, generally they will have scouted with an SCV, but other than that, the nice thing is, with the 1-Rax FE, you pretty much are going to be staying back at home, and this is the time for Protoss to be aggressive. So a lot of times Protoss players will do like a 3-gate aggression with an expand behind it, or a 1-gate expand, and then they'll go ahead and do a little bit of a poke with Zealot, Stalker, something like that. And so this is basically their time, and so you're not going to see HylianSavior really pushing out across the map, when in actuality, if he would have just pushed with all those Marines, he could have put his opponent in kind of a strenuous situation right now, as he could have microed around, killed off the Zealot, started focusing on this, forced probes to be pulled back in the main, possibly chased them up, and then Guanyu wouldn't have been in a good position until he did get a Stalker out. But it looks like he will be fine. A second bunker even being thrown down here for HylianSavior. So he's scared right here. He does not want to lose to any sort of cheese. But unfortunately, his opponent's going for an economic cheese and it's getting ahead in that manner. In the meantime, we do see a factory has been taken right here. A third gas also taken very quickly here at this third base. So 30 supply even before that. He's taken the third gas. Only one guy mining it still at the moment. But it's possible we may be seeing some sort of cloak banshee coming out of this, and that's what it looks like to be right now, at least, I'd like to say, with the tech lab and the starport going down right behind that. So Interesting choice right there, and we'll have to see if Guanyu is going to be getting up a Robo Bay or if he already has it up. I don't think he does. So if he can get Cloak Banshees in there, that could be a little bit of trouble for Guanyu. On the other hand, we do see that this Stargate is in production, about to be finished up right here, and I'd like to see what exactly he's going to be making out of that. If he's going to be going for Phoenix, or if he's going to try and get Void Ray out. Looks like Phoenix is going to be the starter right there. And going to go ahead and try and finish up his Warp Gate as well, as he does have 3 gates, and now he's stabilized, and I would definitely say is ahead. As you can see, is ahead in the works right there, which he needs to be, of course, with Mules helping out the Terran player. But he's also got this tech kind of jump right here with the Stargate already pumping out, and now Banshee's just starting. Is there going to be Cloak going down? Yes, there will. So Banshee with Cloak. I like this build from HylianSavior, and I can see why I threw down the second bunker right there, because if your opponent was going to do any aggression and you had opened like that right there, you would already be dead, because he would be hitting right now with, you know, 12, 13 units if he was doing some sort of 3-gate aggression, even with expand behind it, and that would easily be able to have killed off that bunker, and could probably kill off this second bunker as well. So he could still be in a very difficult situation. But it looks like he's going to get a nice scout with this Hellion right into the main. He will see the Stargate. He will see no Robo, so that's going to be extremely helpful for him. Twilight Council and a Fleet Beacon going down. So does he see the Fleet Beacon? I'm so curious. No, he does not. So it looks like we're going to have a Mothership rush right here from Guanyu. He does have the money saved up, so when's it going to be dropped? There it is. There is the beautiful Mothership being dropped out right now. So HylianSavior will be moving in, though, with this Cloak Banshee. That's going to be extremely annoying to deal with. As I said before, he doesn't have a robotics facility yet. He has not continued to not drop it down right there. And we have... Okay, no, this is just a third starport. So it looks like we're going to see Air Toss versus Air Terran. I mean, how often do you see this, right? Like, I don't think you ever see this right here. So we have 3 starports going down. We're going to be possibly seeing a Raven come out here fairly soon. We have Vikings already in production. We have, Corvid Reactor, so that's Raven energy right there. The Banshee, did the Banshee die? I really hope not. It looks like the Banshee was killed off before he was able to do any real damage right there, despite having Cloak. So, did the Phoenix pick it off? I'm not quite sure exactly how it did get picked off, unfortunately. But turret's now going up right here for HylianSavior. He's also got his +1 ship weapons in production here. So I am just so like amazed and confused at the same time at this, because this is just ridiculous. You never see this. And we're going to see more gateways added on. So Guanyu going to be at least having some gateway units as a part of his army. But it looks like we are just committing to this Sky Terran. And how much has been seen? Excuse me. Not too much has been seen right there for our player Guanyu. So he's not quite sure what's up. And now he's going to go in here for an additional scout. Possibly. No, he's leaving his Phoenix out here. But he's going to know what's up as soon as these Vikings come over here and snipe away. And now he sees all of the air, loses the Phoenix, but he sees 3 Banshees, 4 Vikings, and he has to know something's up. In the meantime, these starports are not quite in production. He has a lot of resources right there, so I'd like to see him start using those. There we go. Now he's going to be throwing down a couple more Vikings, more Banshees being added into the mix. He already has a Raven right there to scout for the observer, and that's very smart, and I love this player right here. A lot of players don't really go for this robotics facility just being added on now. I also love the additions of the Archons for Guanyu, but a lot of players don't really think about this, and I think this is something that should definitely be explored more. Having that Raven with all these Vikings is such an easy way to snipe observers, and as soon as those get sniped, Banshees with such high DPS can just fire away while cloaked at that army, and it puts the Protoss in a very strange position. At the same time, we also see the Mothership here, and the Raven once again can help detect against this army, but as you can see, a lot of Archons being thrown in. Sorry. A lot of Archons being thrown in right there. Yet another one being more. So he's going to have 4 Archons, and that's going to be troublesome for our player HylianSavior. I'd say he wants to get a few Marauders or something. And as you can see, he's also taking a Ninja 4th base right here. So I love it when players do this. Uncontested 3rd does go up for Guanyu. So we have yet to see an engagement. Both players just taking it extremely quickly to late game. As you saw, Mothership came out at like 8 30 or something like that, or that's when it was started. Ravens, Banshees, Vikings, pretty much all air right here being taken for Hylian. Very, very early as well, so it's 13 minutes in the game. He's already got all of this, and now both players are extremely confused, I want to say, about each other's compositions. And he says, oh yeah, no, that's right, that's exactly what I have. Mama ship. So we should be seeing a push out here, it looks like, from Guanyu. And are we going to be able to defend this? If you look, he has yet another command center going down as well. So being extremely greedy right now, this would be a great time for Guanyu to hit while his opponent is taking all of these extra bases right here. And I'm not quite sure if we're going to have HylianSavior able to defend this. As you can see, he's pumping out more units. Vikings should be able to start focusing this down fairly quickly, but with a good vortex, which he does have right now, he'll be able to suck down all of this air right here, and that could be crucial. That could be just miserable. And a lot of Ravens also over here, not a part of this army. Finally, he's going to group them up, but he needs to be careful. He needs to make sure he can keep this army spread, because if there's an Archon toilet, this is just going to crumple so quickly. So he's going to need those cloaked Banshees to go ahead and run in there and start picking away at all of this anti-air, start tearing away at those Archons fairly soon. Looks like we do have an SCV strange transfer. I'm not quite sure where they're going. They're going to go up here and build a command center, and that is confusing. I'm not quite sure about that. But it looks like we're going to see HylianSavior now have to defend. He's going to have to make some sort of reaction here as Guanyu does advance forward. And what's he going to do? He's just going to continue to keep all of his units clumped up. He really needs to be careful and be wary of some sort of vortex here that could just completely crumple him. And here we go. The mothership's moving in. It does have full energy for 2 vortex, actually. A little bit of lag right there. I apologize, but he's going to get such a nice vortex off. And he's going to be able to just Archon toilet the crap out of that Terran army and just obliterate it. I would imagine here all of those units are stuck. The Zealots now going to continue to charge forward. There go the Archons. They're going to take out all of those units so quickly. The mothership's still alive with 24 health, unfortunately, for HylianSavior, and he's doing everything he can. He does have a few Ravens, a blink up. Nice blink right there for our player Guanyu with the +2 attack upgrade as well. And it looks like HylianSavior is definitely in a troublesome situation. He has bases all over the map, yet he really can't do anything with them, and he's not mining with all these SCVs either. So his main base with all of his production structures are just getting completely torn apart, and I'm going to say Guanyu is most likely going to take this unless HylianSavior can somehow throw down a mass amount of stuff over here, start massing up, and just go crazy. So he says, I knew you'd either go mech or air, and good call, and Mama Ship counters both. And what a beautiful vortex it was right there for Guanyu. He was able to basically get the entirety of the army, or everything important at least. He left a couple Ravens outside of it, but he got all the Vikings, he got all of the, a couple Ravens, he got all of the Banshees, and that basically put HylianSavior in a terrible position. So it looks like we're going to see HylianSavior still trying to do stuff. As I said, he's going to start throwing some stuff down over here. So 4 starports going down. I'm not quite sure if he wants to go right back into starport production. That's going to put him in a strange position. But we see the Ravens over here. It's possible that he sends over there, drops some auto turrets all around. Auto turrets do a ton of damage and last forever. And it looks like Guanyu going to be able to scout all of this, though. He's going to be moving around with his army. He's going to scout down the bottom right. Going to be able to pick off this left, I'd imagine. He sees it. Yes, he does. He sees everything right over there. And he'll eventually work his way up into this top left base right here, as all of these production facilities do just burn to the ground. Oh no! He drops a mule to repair. So I love HylianSavior's fight right here. He's saying, I'm not going down. I'm going to fight this to the end. And a Banshee actually over here trying to work his way, fighting off those Zealots that went down to his bottom right base. And did he even see it? Yes, he did. So he saw the base. He's now probably going to make his way down over there. And then have to come all the way back up here. In which case we will see a few Banshees out to fight. But I don't know if they're going to take that army right there. That's a pretty intimidating army, I'd have to say. But it's possible he can pick off the mothership and at least have the moral victory of picking off the mothership. So we'll see exactly. Tech labs being thrown onto all of these. And here drop the auto turrets. So he's going to be able to start picking away at these probes. Needs to be careful not to get feedback too much. A few auto turrets will go down right there. Going to be able to pick away at a few probes, knock off a few gases. And like I said, they do a lot of damage. I love the auto turret. Very, very underused, but also, of course, Ravens, very expensive, very difficult to build, so I can understand why exactly they haven't been made. And now it looks like we're going to see Guanyu pushing over, so nice attempt to do some damage right there by Guanyu, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough, as we will see Guanyu, or by HylianSavior I should say, but it's not going to be enough as we see Guanyu now moving across the map and going for the kill. So he's just going to pick away at these remaining Ravens and start pushing in, and that's going to be it as soon as he sees it. GG right there from HylianSavior. So Guanyu takes this series 2-1 with a very strange last game. Rushed Mothership versus Rushed Airtech.